China is banning sissy men from television. California is seeking gender-neutral displays in department stores. And an investigation into headless goats found in a river. These are the weird stories for Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian inside a closet. And oh boy, have I got some stories. Oh yes, very controversial. Let's do it. China is banning sissy men from television in a new crackdown. China's government is going to ban effeminate men on television in various broadcasts. That's right. No sissy boys. Sorry. Broadcasters must, quote, resolutely put an end to sissy men and other abnormal aesthetics. This is what the Chinese television regulator said. And in fact, also used an insulting slang term for effeminate men in the statement. The term is Nyang Pao, which means literally girly guns. Girly guns, G-U-N-S. Does that mean like small biceps? What is this? Yes, get your girly guns out of the TV. I don't want to see your girly guns or earrings. Sculpted eyebrows, no. Now, where is all this coming from? Well, this is reflecting an official concern that Chinese pop stars, influenced by sleek, girlish-looking male pop stars of South Korea and Japan, mostly singers and actors, and failing to encourage China's young men to be masculine enough. They want to encourage the young men in China to be young, masculine boys. That's right. Pick up heavy objects, put them down. We're going to pump you up, Chinese men. It also says that broadcasters should avoid promoting vulgar internet celebrities and the admiration of wealth and celebrity as well. I kind of agree with that. I mean, I live in a country where the promotion of celebrity is just off the hook. It's just, we put them on such a high pedestal, celebrities, without really questioning their character so much. You know, of course, you have your R. Kellys and Bill Cosbys, and we rake them over the coals. But then there's a whole other range of despicable behavior that we just seem to be okay with. And the whole idea of, like, I don't know, fake it till you make it, or whatever it takes for you to become famous seems to be okay as well, whether it's a sex tape or some other awful behavior. We just think that, like, celebrities are just the greatest, and to be a celebrity is like the ultimate goal for a lot of people here in the U.S., and it's kind of disgusting. Now, it says here that China instead wants to promote programs that vigorously celebrate excellent Chinese traditional culture, revolutionary culture, and advanced socialist culture. And of course, that I do not agree with, because I'm not all for revolutionary and advanced socialist programs. I'm not about that. I'm also not pro, removal of people on television simply for what they look like. Like, I don't think that's okay either. Are they bringing value to a certain program? Are they entertaining? Like, are they doing their job? Whether or not they look like a sissy girl, as you say, or not. It's just sort of, but this is what you get in China, man. They're trying to control everything, which is why, at times like this, I'm very grateful for my culture. For all our faults, there is a certain freedom in the U.S. where you can kind of, behave and look the way that you want. You can have a lifestyle of your choosing for the most part, as long as you're not harming others. And I celebrate that. Well, all right. I took this story to a very serious place. Nothing funny about this now. Okay, I'm going to go. California seeks gender-neutral displays in department stores. Oh, Jonesy's finding some controversial stories for the episode today, guys. It says here, California could soon force large department stores to display some child products in a gender-neutral way after the state legislature passed a bill on Wednesday aimed at getting rid of traditional pink and blue marketing schemes for items like toys and toothbrushes. The bill would not outlaw traditional boys and girls sections in department stores, but it would require retailers to have a gender-neutral section to display, quote, a reasonable selection of items, quote, regardless of whether they have been traditionally marketed for either girls or for boys. I'm very confused at what those items could be. Maybe there's some examples here. The bill would only apply to department stores with 500 or more employees, so most small businesses would be exempt from this. It also wouldn't apply to clothes, just toys and childcare items, which include hygiene and teething products. Okay, so I don't really purchase hygiene products for children. Are they targeted towards one gender? Like, is the toothpaste for girls and there's a separate toothpaste for boys? From my understanding, these things were already just gender neutral, but I don't shop in those sections, so maybe I'm missing something here. Just out the gate, my first inclination is, why are we wasting taxpayers' dollars doing shit like this? It's like, this is what you're voting on? This is what's going on? Like, San Francisco is paying people not to shoot citizens, and this is how the lawmakers are spending their time, making sure that a toothpaste doesn't have a picture of a little boy on it or the color blue. Like, this is so ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, California has such an outrageous homeless situation. Everywhere I walk, there's like clusters of tents and people living in them. And yet you're spending your time creating a gender neutral zone in Target. This is what we're doing so that nobody's feelings are hurt when they buy nappies and toothpastes. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Like, you're out of your mind, California. You're out of your mind. Jonesy, why do you sort of tell small little lies on your taxes? I don't know. I have no idea why I do that. Apparently this is at least the third time that California lawmakers have tried to pass this bill, with previous versions failing to pass in 2019 and 2020. That means they've spent a lot of time in taxpayer dollars passing this idea around. How the uselessness of lawmakers, it just really blows my mind. I mean, what do I know? I'm not shopping for children. Maybe this is really important, guys. There's a quote in this story from somebody. It says here, Britain asked her mom while shopping why certain things in a store were off limits to her because she was a girl, but would be fine if she was a boy. Thankfully, my colleagues recognized the pure intentions of this bill and the need to let kids be kids. What items are we talking about here? I mean, is she like, is it a football? Like, it's like last I checked, all the toys were in the same place. There wasn't like a boys' toys and then a girl's toys. Was there? Is there? Is that how it is? I don't know. I don't shop for toys so often, but the last time I did, the impression I got was all the toys were just in one section. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you guys know more about this than I do because your parents. Call the show, please. 646-450-2012. Please, like, straighten me out on this. I'd like to really get more information from you. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. Headless goats found floating down river. The mystery deepens. This is a story out of Atlanta. They're investigating why headless goats have been found floating in the Chattahoochee River, and by who. Someone has dumped hundreds of decapitated goats over the years. It's outrageous. The Chattahoochee River. Here's a quote from someone in the media. Well, lately it's become a lot more frequent. And on Friday, I have to say, we were out here, we saw 30 decapitated goats floating down the river. That was on one day, 30. A witness recorded cell phone video of goats being tossed into the river from the I-20 bridge. The video shows the splash as the goat hits the water. You actually hear the body splashing down, not only in the middle of the night, but, someone told me they hear them in the middle of the day. Well, you got it on video. Who's in the video throwing headless goats into the river, guys? Put them on blast. Here's some more quotes here. These goats have to be coming from somewhere, but we haven't been able to determine who's buying the goats, who's providing the goats, or actually how they're making their way right here into the river without a head. It's very concerning. It turns out it was part of a religious ceremony for the followers of Santeria, a religion that mixes West African culture and Cuban Catholicism. No doubt you guys have heard of Santeria. If anything, from the song, I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball, but I tossed a headless goat and I heard the fall. Now, it looks like they interviewed someone who practices Santeria, and the quote is really garbled here. I'm going to try to run with it. It says, we use a he-goat as also a victory. Then we use she-goat for the baby, for the blessing. That is the significance of all these animals that we use. I don't know if that's the proper accent for somebody who practices Santeria. I'm going to guess it is. Jonesy, that's so racist. Well, cancel me! This person said that practices Santeria, practices cancelria. I don't practice cancelria. The same person said he is concerned that the number of headless goats being dumped in the river is growing. Over the past couple of years, I've seen a couple hundred, but never more than 20 or 30 at one given time like we started to see here lately. The decapitated goats are a public health danger, not just for people who fish or play on the Chattahoochee River, but for just about everyone in metro Atlanta. Here's a quote from the media. This is a drinking water for 5 million people after all, and we all have to do our part to take care of it. Now, some people treat the river as a dumping ground, unfortunately, throwing everything from tires to couches to flat-screen TVs into it. We're urging everyone to do their part and not throw anything into the water, including goats without a head. I don't know if anybody knows any information about this. Contact the Atlanta Environmental Protection Agency. Can't get that out. Yeah, well, I mean, when you when you practice weird religions, the fallout can be pretty strange. People cutting up. There's still religions that, it seems like certain people are living in the medieval times and they're sacrificing animals. It actually goes further back than that. Have you read Homer, guys? They're always sacrificing goats and bulls in Homeric times. Have you read your Iliad or Odyssey? Every time they wanted to get favors from the gods, they would just take their best prized bull and just sacrifice it on the beach and ask for help from Poseidon or Zeus or insert other old school god. And, cut to 2,000 years later and people still are doing this. It's pretty weird. But, then again, we live in a country where freedom of religion and, but no, at points like this, it gets a little dicey because at what point is the freedom of your religion also screwing up my drinking water? I can't live without the weird news. I can't live without the weird news. I can't live without the weird news. It's me, highly caffeinated here. A little bit on my soapbox today. Sorry, guys. Occasionally Jonesy goes off on segments. Most of the time I don't, though. I try to just keep it light, just trying to bring some humor to it. But sometimes I just get really pissed off and frustrated with what's going on in the world. Please forgive me. Nonetheless, I hope that Weird AF News is still offering you a nice relief from mainstream news, which is pretty crazy right now between the fires and the floods and the hurricanes and it's crazy. Did you guys see those New York City flood videos? Oh my goodness. It reminded me of when I lived in NYC, man. We would get, we had a lot, it's just a lot of rain back there. And there would be some flooding in the subways, but nothing like I just saw on video today. Nothing like it. Out of control. Just do a quick search for that. There's some dude just floating on a little raft in his apartment building, just chilling. The whole thing's flooded. It's out of control, man. Out of control. Anyways, I hope that you're okay wherever you are. You might be near a fire. You might be near a flood. You might be in the midst of a COVID rabid community. So I just hope that you're okay. Please reach out to me and let me know that you are, and know that, I'm saying prayers for everyone out there. And I do say prayers almost daily. And it's like, I just want the world to be okay, man. I just want the world to be okay. So anyways, wow, that got really sentimental right there. Sorry. Listen. If you'd like to reach out, you got articles you want me to cover, you come across some weird shit, send it to funnyjones@gmail.com. And then please, if you consider supporting the show, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/weirdafnews. And I've posted about, 6 or 7 things in there in the last couple of days. So I just keep pumping it with weird AF content. You get a little extra stuff, like follow-ups to stories that I might have done already, stuff like that, bonus episodes. So check out the Patreon, support the show. I would be very grateful if you would. If not, I can totally understand. It's hard right now financially for all of us. So that being said, if you still want to help out, it doesn't cost you anything to leave a review. So there's a couple places you can leave a review of Weird AF News. It's Amazon or on iTunes/Apple Podcasts. They'll allow you to leave stars and reviews. And I'd really appreciate it if you took a moment to do that. And then drop me a message. Let me know. Send me a screenshot. I will sing your review on the show, or at least read it and tell you how much I just want to make sweet love to you. Jonesy. All right.